Hello and welcome to Fan Dummies. I'm Greg.
And I'm Erin.
And today we're going to reflect back on 2020. We are going to count down the top 10 science fiction, fantasy, and superhero movies of 2020. 2020 has been a tough year for movies. Everything's being delayed. Even stuff that was already complete and ready to release in theaters got delayed because the theaters weren't open. Also, movies that were currently in progress, like the Shadow and Bone series, a bunch of stuff that we were really looking forward to, got delayed in its production because the world was shut down, as you hopefully know. We did have a bunch of movies early in the year, and then we had a bunch of movies at the end of the year. But the middle is where we struggle. The struggle bus was in the middle. So you ready to count down these movies, Erin?
Yeah.
When we made this, I was surprised at how many were actually really good.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back, I thought, oh, nothing hardly came out this year. And our one anticipated movie that we really were waiting for was a dud. It just surprised me that so many of these movies were actually really good.
Mm-hmm. It surprises me how many movies and TV shows that we actually watched.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
All right, Erin, why don't you kick us off with the first movie?
Number 10, Bill and Ted Face the Music, starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter.
Hopefully you know who they are.
Bill and Ted. Once told they'd save the universe during a time-traveling adventure, two would-be rockers from San Dimas, California find themselves as middle-aged dads, still trying to crank out a hit song and fulfill their destiny. Sounds pretty fun.
I mean, it's Bill and Ted.
Brings back all the feels from the Bill and Ted movies that we used to watch when we were younger.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. I think you get more out of this movie if you've seen the previous ones. So before you watch this, if you haven't already, make sure you go watch the previous movies. We'll link them all in the description. Number 9, Birds of Prey, starring Margot Robbie, Rosie Perez, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Jurnee Smollett, and Ewan McGregor. A lot of people.
It's a good cast.
After splitting with the Joker, Harley Quinn joins superheroes Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to save a young girl from an evil crime lord. You like this one a lot more than I did.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I would have put this one in the top 10, but I think it was better than Bill and Ted, so we probably have something there.
Yeah. And also, it makes me happy because it's probably one of the last movies that we actually saw in a movie theater.
That's true.
So it kind of gives me that, like, oh, we went to the movies vibes to see this. It wasn't just something we rented.
And I do recommend people watch this movie because it is better than Suicide Squad, which is the last Harley Quinn movie. And
also Jurnee Smollett is in it. And we're going to talk about her in a couple minutes here, but she's a really great actress.
Yeah. Yeah. Jurnee Smollett's awesome.
Number 8, Bloodshot, starring Vin Diesel and Isa Gonzalez.
Okay.
Ray Garrison, a slain soldier, is reanimated with superpowers.
This is a comic book reincarnation. So it's a comic book movie. And I love Vin Diesel.
Oh, yeah.
Vin Diesel made this movie. Without Vin Diesel, this movie would have not made the list.
Unless it was The Rock.
Ooh. Well, I don't know because Jumanji didn't make the list. That has The Rock in it.
Oh, so sad. I didn't think of that.
You can write a terrible movie and cast amazing actors and still be a terrible movie.
Yeah. There's just a lot of better movies out there.
Yeah. Bloodshot was better than Jumanji. I believe number 8 is a good spot for it.
It's also Jumanji like 556.
Oh my God, I know. Number 7, Superman Red Sun, starring voice actor Jason Isaacs, Amy Acker, and Diedrich Bader. What if baby Kal-El's rocket landed not in Kansas, but in the Soviet Union? That is the premise of this Elseworlds tale from DC Comics. I really expected this thing to be a stinker. Like when we saw it coming out, I thought, oh my gosh, animated, alternate reality. Like, what's the point?
I like the Elseworlds stories though.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like it really was good. It's kind of like a Marvel What If.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like the characters that you know and love, but they turn them around to be totally different than who you know. So it's pretty fun.
It was really great.
Number 6, Tenet.
Ooh.
Starring John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, a.k.a. the Batman, and Elizabeth Debicki.
Nice.
Armed with only one word, Tenet. The fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. I don't even understand what I just read, and I didn't understand half this movie, but I still enjoyed it.
They had to say Twilight, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tenet was a mind-bending, twisty movie, and I think it's one you have to watch a couple of times, but it's Christopher Nolan, which means it's 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah. It felt very Dark Knight Batman style to me.
I love the color grading. The only thing I didn't like about this movie was the score. I thought some of the score was off. Like the music was weird. And it was way too loud.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of times the people had to wear masks, or they were in cars and they were trying to have conversations on a speedboat. All sorts of stuff was happening. And it was really difficult to understand them. But it was still sweet.
Yeah.
Like, even with all that, it was awesome.
A very interesting time travel concept. I don't know if I've seen that.
I have not seen this trope in time travel yet. I don't read a ton of time travel, but I read a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah.
Number 5, Sonic the Hedgehog, starring Ben Schwartz, James Marsden, and Jim Carrey. After discovering a small blue fast hedgehog, a small-town police officer must help him defeat an evil genius who wants to do experiments on him.
It's so cute.
Sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog to me. Jim Carrey was crazy in this movie.
Yeah. He did a really great job.
He really just played himself. Like, if you watch him on any talk shows, he just plays this. That's just him. I like this in the number 5 spot. It's mostly live action. I mean, the only CGI I think is Sonic, and then a couple of Sonic things. It's fun. If you haven't watched that one, you missed out. We're in our top 5.
And we're going to get a Sonic 2 sometime in 2022, hopefully.
Ooh, Sonic 2 in 2022.
I always like it when they're good enough that they make a sequel.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 4, The Old Guard, starring Charlize Theron.
Yep.
Kiki Lane and Matthias Schoenertz. A covert team of immortal mercenaries is suddenly exposed and must now fight to keep their identity a secret, just as an unexpected new member is discovered.
This movie is awesome. I mean, Charlize Theron, I mean, whatever awards exist, she should get some.
Yeah.
Because she is just amazing.
Yeah, they almost should have cast her as Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot did okay. She just needed better scripts and directing.
Fighting.
Less dolls. We won't talk about that. But The Old Guard is a movie that is adapted from a comic book series of the same name, written by Greg Rucka.
Yeah. He's a pretty well-known comic writer.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. He's written some Wonder Woman comics. Since we're on the Wonder Woman
I want to
topic.
read all of these.
We watched Warrior Nun, and that same night, Greg was like, should we watch Warrior Nun or The Old Guard? And some reason we picked Warrior Nun, maybe because it was a series. So we went back and revisited this movie, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah, for sure. And our countdown of our top 3, starting with number 3, Soul, starring voice actors Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey, and Graham Norton. A musician who lost his passion for music is transported out of his body and must find his way back with the help of an infant soul learning about herself. We recently watched this one only because it didn't look very good in the trailers.
What? I thought it looked good.
I didn't think it looked very good.
You didn't think so?
No. I just thought it was going to be like, I don't know, something different than what it was.
I kept saying, is this going to be sad? Is this going to be sad? Because you could tell he's like a little ghost in the pictures, or if you watch anything about it. I didn't really want to watch anything that was sad, but the movie is not sad at all.
No, it's actually really happy.
Yeah, it's really cute. And Jamie Foxx just does a really great job, and Tina Fey as the voice actors. I thought they were really, really great. And it's Pixar. So, I mean, how can you really go wrong with a Pixar movie?
And it's not Pixar like you remember. It's not like Toy Story Pixar. They upped the level. This is like level 20 Pixar.
Well, we didn't watch Toy Story 4, so but it's not Toy Story 1, but that's really, really great. I think just the technology of the way that they're able to animate these movies nowadays it just blows my mind.
I mean, even the way they drew the minions.
The minions.
I don't know how the best way to say it. The angels or
the people who work.
The people who work in the afterlife. Right? How did they portray them? They were like Van Gogh?
Like Picasso.
Like Picasso.
It was like a single line, and then they drew like the face and the body.
Yeah, they were 2D.
Yeah.
It was really crazy. They mixed 2D and 3D together. It was really cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we watched it.
Yeah, me too.
Number 2, Lovin Monsters, starring Dylan O'Brien, Jessica Henwick, and Michael Rooker.
Can you believe this is in the number 2 spot? Shocked.
I don't know. It was really good. In a monster-infested post-apocalyptic world, Joel learns his girlfriend is just 85 miles away. To make the dangerous journey, Joel discovers his inner hero to be with the girl of his dreams.
I don't know how we didn't watch this earlier. I mean...
Yeah, we kept wanting to, but we just kept putting it off. We should have did a whole episode about it for the podcast.
It is...
We still could.
It is unbelievably good. It's sweet. The cinematography is incredible. The special effects are nuts. I mean, this thing snuck right under the radar. It is so good. After you watch this movie, if you're a significant other that you're dating or whatever, you just think of what the character Joel had to go through to see his girlfriend. I mean, get in your car, drive a couple hours, go see your significant other.
Luckily, I'm close to you all the time.
Yeah. Is that good advice, Erin, or no? Like, I just imagine like some dude's playing like Call of Duty. He's like 85 miles away. I'll see her next summer.
Well, you can't drive. You have to walk.
No, I'm saying like right now it's so easy to do it.
Yeah.
And still people are lazy.
Yeah.
This dude just like killed monsters and stuff to go see her. And the number 1 best superhero, sci-fi, or fantasy movie of 2020 is the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. You knew it, right? Everyone knows it. This thing is amazing. Starring voice actors Helen Sadler, Trevor Duvall, and Matt Sloan, and many, many others.
And many voice actors from the actual movies as well. I didn't list those out because I wanted to give some of these other people a little recognition.
Yeah. Rey leaves her friends to prepare for Life Day as she sets off on an adventure to gain a deeper knowledge of the Force. At a mysterious temple, she is hurled into a cross-timeline adventure. Will she make it back in time for Life Day? Will she?
No.
If you haven't watched this movie and you listen to this show, like your priorities are messed up because we know you like it if you listen to the show. You better get to watching this.
Plus, we have a whole episode for the movie.
Maybe they listen to our episode and they're just like, oh, I don't need to watch it anymore.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the episode was just so good.
Yeah.
We'll put all the links to all of these movies in the show notes below. And if we've done an episode talking about these movies, which some of them we have, some of them we haven't, we'll put a link to that show in there as well. What'd you think of the list, Erin?
Yeah.
You helped create it.
I helped create it, so.
Anything you would switch, or are you happy with it?
I'm pretty happy with it. I think if I were to rearrange them, it would just be like one off or so, but I think they're pretty close.
Yeah, I think 7, 8, and 9, Birds of Prey, Bloodshot, Superman, Red Son are pretty interchangeable. But I think we have them in the proper order.
Yeah.
If you disagree with one of the movies on our list or where it is in the list, let us know in the comments. If you think we missed one that should be on this list, also let us know.
Yeah, it was pretty hard picking them out too, because we did watch a lot of movies, and we watched a lot of movies that we don't always cover on the podcast. And we watched a lot of stuff that we cover on the podcast that aren't on this list too. So it's always fun coming up with the top lists. I agree. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for listening to this episode of Fan Dummies. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a rating, a review, a comment, whatever platform you're on. Do the thing, because it helps us out a lot. Remember to share us in any of your groups on social media. That is tremendously helpful. One of our listeners just recently
shared us in a Reddit group, and it generated tons and tons and tons of listens. So if that's you, you rock.
Yeah, thanks.
Links to our Patreon, our Facebook groups, our merch, all will be in the show notes. Check the show notes for all the goods for this episode. We'll have links for everything. It's going to be a deep show notes this time. And if you want to reach out to us, we are at Fandummies on all social media. We do reply. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.